Question 1. What is another name for the Harappan civilization? The Harappan civilization is also referred to as the Indus Valley civilization due to its prominence in the Indus River Valley. Question 2. What was the approximate time span of the Harappan civilization? The Harappan civilization existed from approximately 6000 BCE to 1300 BCE. Question 3. Which phase of the Harappan civilization is considered its formative phase? The early Harappan phase, 6000 BCE, 2600 BCE, is recognized as the formative phase of the civilization. Question 4. Which phase of the Harappan civilization is associated with urban development and prosperity? The mature Harappan phase, 2600 BCE, 1900 BCE, is characterized by its urban centers and flourishing economic activity. Question 5. When did the decline of the Harappan civilization begin? The decline of the Harappan civilization is estimated to have started around 1900 BCE. Question 6. Which of the following regions was not part of the geographical extent of the Harappan civilization? While the Harappan civilization had trade contacts with Mesopotamia, it was not geographically part of the civilization. Its extent ranged from Afghanistan to Maharashtra in India. Question 7. Which of the following is not a key feature of the Harappan civilization? Pyramids are associated with ancient Egypt, not the Harappan civilization. The Harappans are known for their distinctive pottery, seals, and copper-bronze artifacts. Question 8. What material were Harappan seals typically made of? Harappan seals were commonly crafted from steatite, a soft stone also known as soapstone. Question 9. What is the significance of the Harappan script? Despite numerous attempts, the Harappan script has not been successfully deciphered, leaving many questions about their language and communication unanswered. Question 10. Which of the following artifacts provides insights into the possible social and economic activities of the Harappans? All of these artifacts offer clues about the Harappan civilization. Pottery reveals their artistic skills and daily life, bricks showcase their construction techniques and urban planning, and seals provide glimpses into their trade, administration, and possibly even religious beliefs. Question 11. What characterized the premature Harappan cultures? Premature Harappan cultures were primarily characterized by evidence of agriculture, pastoralism, raising livestock, and the development of various crafts. Question 12. How did the Harappan culture emerge? The Harappan culture is believed to have emerged through a gradual process of development and transformation from earlier farming communities in the region. Question 13. When is the emergence of Harappan culture from early farming communities estimated to have begun? Archaeological evidence suggests that the Harappan culture began to emerge from early farming communities around 7000 BCE. Question 14. What led to the transition from the early Harappan phase to the mature Harappan phase? The transition to the urban and prosperous mature Harappan phase is attributed to internal developments and advancements within the early Harappan period. Question 15. Which of the following is not true about the transition to the urban phase in the Harappan civilization? The transition to the urban phase is primarily believed to have been driven by internal developments within the Harappan culture rather than external influences. Question 16. What did the Harappans eat? The Harappans had a diverse diet that included various plant and animal products, even incorporating fish. Question 17. How do archaeologists reconstruct the dietary practices of the Harappans? Archaeologists primarily rely on the analysis of charred grains and seeds discovered at Harappan sites to understand their dietary practices. Question 18. Which of the following grains has been found at Harappan sites? All of these grains, along with others like lentils, chickpeas, and sesame, have been found at Harappan archaeological sites. Question 19. Which of the following animals was not domesticated by the Harappans? While the Harappans domesticated various animals like cattle, sheep, goats, buffaloes, and pigs, there is no evidence to suggest they domesticated horses. Question 20. Which of the following wild animals might the Harappans have hunted or obtained from other communities? Animal bones found at Harappan sites suggest they may have hunted or traded for wild animals like boar, deer, and gharial. Question 21. What evidence suggests the use of oxen for ploughing in Harappan agriculture? Terracotta models of ploughs, along with depictions on seals and sculptures, indicate the likely use of oxen for ploughing in Harappan agriculture. Question 22. What types of tools might the Harappans have used for harvesting crops? Archaeological evidence suggests the Harappans may have used both stone blades set in wooden handles and metal tools for harvesting crops. Question 23. Why was irrigation likely necessary for agriculture in many Harappan settlements? The need for irrigation stemmed from the fact that many Harappan settlements were situated in semi-arid areas with limited rainfall. Question 24. Which Harappan site provides evidence of canals that may have been used for irrigation? Traces of canals, potentially used for irrigation, have been found at the Harappan site of Shortughai in Afghanistan. Question 25. What might water reservoirs found in Dholavira have been used for? Water reservoirs in Dholavira could have been used to store water for irrigation, especially in a semi-arid region where water availability might have been a concern. Question 26. Which Harappan site was discovered first? Harappa was the first Harappan site to be discovered, although Mohenjo-daro is more well known due to its better preservation. Question 27. How is Mohenjo-daro structurally divided? Mohenjo-daro is divided into two main sections, the citadel, which is smaller but elevated, and the lower town, which is larger and situated at a lower level. Question 28. What contributed to the elevated height of the citadel in Mohenjo-daro? The citadel's height is attributed to the fact that buildings within it were constructed on raised mud brick platforms. Question 29. Which of the following is not evidence of planning in Mohenjo-daro? While Mohenjo-daro exhibits clear evidence of planning through standardized bricks, grid-like streets, and a drainage system, there is no clear evidence of elaborate royal palaces. Question 30. What was the standardized ratio of bricks used in Harappan settlements? The Harappans used bricks with a standardized ratio of 1:4, meaning the length was 4 times the height and the breadth was twice the height. Question 31. What purpose did the platforms in Mohenjo-daro serve? The platforms in Mohenjo-daro primarily served as foundations upon which buildings were constructed. Question 32. The construction of platforms in Mohenjo-daro suggests. The massive platforms in Mohenjo-daro indicate the Harappans' capacity to organize and mobilize a significant workforce for construction projects. Question 33. What material was used to make the drains in Harappan cities watertight? The drains in Harappan cities, including Mohenjo-daro, were made watertight by using bricks set on edge and sealed with gypsum mortar. Question 34. How were the roads and streets laid out in the lower town of Mohenjo-daro? The roads and streets in the lower town of Mohenjo-daro followed an approximate grid pattern with intersections at right angles, showcasing urban planning. Question 35. What indicates that streets with drains were laid out before houses were built in Mohenjo-daro? The layout of houses in Mohenjo-daro, with each needing a wall along a street for drainage, suggests that the streets and drains were planned and constructed before the houses. Question 36. Which of the following statements about the drainage system in Harappan cities is false? While the drainage system was impressive, it was not exclusive to larger cities. Smaller settlements like Lothal also had well-planned drainage systems, although sometimes with variations in materials. Question 37. What feature suggests an emphasis on privacy in Harappan houses? The lack of windows on the ground floor walls indicates a focus on privacy within Harappan houses. Question 38. What was the likely purpose of the Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro? The unique structure of the Great Bath, its location within the citadel, and the presence of associated rooms suggest it was likely intended for special ritual bathing practices. Question 39. What is an isometric drawing? An isometric drawing is a type of 3D representation that depicts three sides of an object in a single view, providing a sense of depth and perspective. Question 40. What archaeological evidence suggests possible social differences in Harappan society? Variations in burial pits and the types of grave goods found within them suggest potential social differences among the Harappans. Question 41. How do archaeologists distinguish between utilitarian objects and luxuries in Harappan context? The distinction lies in their purpose and production. Utilitarian objects served everyday functions and were made from readily available materials, while luxuries were crafted from rare or non-local materials, often involving complex techniques, suggesting higher status or wealth. Question 42. Where were luxuries generally concentrated in the Harappan civilization? The distribution of luxury items indicates a concentration in major urban centers like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, suggesting social stratification and potential wealth disparities. Question 43. Which of the following was a specialized center for craft production in the Harappan civilization? Chanhudaro is recognized as a specialized center dedicated to various crafts, including bead making, shell cutting, metal working, seal making, and weight making. Question 44. What craft was Chanhudaro particularly known for? Chanhudaro was a major center for bead production, showcasing a remarkable variety of materials and techniques used in crafting beads. Question 45. Which of the following materials was not used for making beads in the Harappan civilization? While carnelian, copper, and faience were commonly used for bead making, iron was not prevalent during the Harappan period. Question 46. What technique allowed for the creation of various shapes in bead making? Molding steatite paste, a soft stone, enabled the Harappans to create a wider variety of bead shapes compared to harder stones that required chipping or flaking. Question 47. How was the red color of carnelian beads achieved? The vibrant red color of carnelian beads was obtained by firing the yellowish raw material at different stages of production. Question 48. Which Harappan settlements were specialized centers for making shell objects? Nageshwar and Balakot, located near the coast, were centers for crafting shell objects like bangles, ladles, and inlay work. Question 49. What do archaeologists look for to identify centers of craft production? Archaeologists identify craft production centers by looking for evidence of raw materials, tools used in the craft, unfinished objects in various stages of production, and waste material discarded during the process. Question 50. How did the Harappans procure materials for craft production that were not locally available? The Harappans employed a combination of strategies, including establishing settlements near sources of raw materials and sending expeditions to procure them from farther regions. Question 51. Which of the following materials was readily available locally in the Harappan region? Clay, being a natural material found in abundance in the Indus Valley, was readily available locally for the Harappans. Question 52. Where did the Harappans obtain lapis lazuli, a blue stone highly valued by them? Lapis lazuli, prized for its vibrant blue color, was sourced from Shortughai in Afghanistan, indicating the Harappans' long-distance trade connections. Question 53. Which region is believed to have supplied copper to the Harappans? The Khetri region in Rajasthan is thought to have been a source of copper for the Harappans, evidenced by the presence of the Ganeshwar Jodhpura culture with its abundance of copper objects. Question 54. What evidence suggests that the Harappans might have had contact with Oman? The presence of nickel traces in both Omani copper and Harappan artifacts suggests a connection and possible trade between the two regions. Question 55. What type of Harappan vessel has been found at Omani sites? A distinctive Harappan jar with a thick black clay coating, possibly used to prevent liquid seepage, has been discovered at archaeological sites in Oman. Question 56. What do Mesopotamian texts refer to Meluha as? Mesopotamian texts describe Meluha, possibly the Harappan region, as a land of seafarers, suggesting maritime trade and contact. Question 57. Which of the following Harappan artifacts have been found in Mesopotamia? Harappan seals, weights, and beads have all been discovered at Mesopotamian sites, providing concrete evidence of long-distance trade and cultural exchange. Question 58. What motif on a Mesopotamian cylinder seal suggests influence from the Indus region? The presence of a humped bull motif on a Mesopotamian cylinder seal hints at influence or inspiration from the Indus region, where such bulls were commonly depicted. Question 59. What does the discovery of Harappan seals, weights, and beads in Mesopotamia indicate? The presence of Harappan artifacts in Mesopotamia and vice versa strongly suggests the existence of long-distance trade networks and cultural interactions between the two civilizations. Question 60. What evidence suggests complex decision-making in Harappan society? The uniformity of artifacts like pottery, seals, weights, and bricks, along with the strategic placement of settlements, points towards complex decision-making and coordination in Harappan society. Question 61. Which of the following is not evidence of complex decision-making in the Harappan civilization? While the Harappans had skilled artisans, the uniformity of artifacts suggests centralized control and decision-making, not a diverse range of artistic styles. Question 62. The strategic placement of Harappan settlements suggests. The strategic locations of Harappan settlements near sources of raw materials and along trade routes indicate thoughtful planning and consideration of economic factors. Question 63. What does the mobilization of labor for the construction of massive walls and platforms in Harappan cities imply? The construction of large structures like walls and platforms suggests the Harappans had the capacity to organize and manage a substantial workforce for public projects. Question 64. What is the main point of debate regarding governance in Harappan society? The nature of governance in Harappan society is debated, with questions about the existence of rulers, whether there was a single ruler or multiple rulers, and the potential overlap between political and religious authority. Question 65. Why is the large building found at Mohenjo-daro labeled as a palace by archaeologists? The building's size and distinct features compared to other structures led archaeologists to label it as a palace, although its exact function remains uncertain. Question 66. What is the priest king sculpture? The priest king is a stone statue that received its label due to similarities with Mesopotamian figures, but its actual role in Harappan society is unknown. Question 67. Which of the following supports the idea of a centralized authority in the Harappan civilization? The uniformity of artifacts, standardized brick ratios, and planned settlements across a vast region suggest some form of centralized authority or control in the Harappan civilization. Question 68. Which of the following arguments supports the idea of multiple rulers in Harappan society? All of these factors contribute to the argument for multiple rulers, suggesting that different cities or regions within the Harappan civilization may have had their own governing bodies. Question 69. What is the evidence for a possible democratic system in Harappan society? While direct evidence is lacking, the presence of public spaces, communal structures, and a lack of overt displays of royal power suggest a more egalitarian or possibly even democratic system in Harappan society. Question 70. Around when were most mature Harappan sites abandoned? Evidence suggests that a significant number of mature Harappan sites were abandoned around 1900 BCE. Question 71. What happened to the Harappan population after the abandonment of mature Harappan sites? While some sites were abandoned, the Harappan population expanded into new settlements in regions like Gujarat, Haryana, and western Uttar Pradesh. Question 72. Which of the following changes is associated with the transformation of Harappan material culture after 1900 BCE? The period after 1900 BCE saw the disappearance of characteristic Harappan artifacts, including seals, weights, and specific types of beads, indicating a shift in cultural practices. Question 73. What does the deterioration of house construction and the absence of large public structures after 1900 BCE suggest? The decline in construction quality and the lack of large public projects point towards a shift away from urban centers and a transition to a more rural and decentralized lifestyle. Question 74. Which of the following is not a proposed explanation for the decline of the Harappan civilization? While various factors like climatic change, deforestation, and overuse of resources have been proposed, there is no concrete evidence to support the idea of a foreign invasion leading to the decline of the Harappan civilization. Question 75. What is a possible reason for the disappearance of seals, script, and standardized weights in the late Harappan period? The disappearance of these distinctive elements suggests a breakdown in centralized authority and the loss of a unifying force that once held the Harappan civilization together. Question 76. What significant change occurred in the subcontinent after the decline of the Harappan civilization? The decline of the Harappan civilization was followed by a considerable gap of over a millennium before new urban centers emerged in a different region of the subcontinent. Question 77. What does the term late Harappan or successor cultures refer to? Late Harappan or successor cultures describes the cultures that emerged and thrived in the region after the decline of the mature Harappan phase, often exhibiting a more rural and less centralized way of life. Question 78. Which of the following is a potential long-term consequence of deforestation in the Harappan context? Deforestation can lead to soil erosion and desertification, potentially impacting agriculture and contributing to the decline of settlements. Question 79. How might the shifting or drying up of rivers have impacted the Harappan civilization? The shifting or drying up of rivers would have severely disrupted the Harappan civilization's agricultural practices and access to water, potentially leading to food shortages and the abandonment of settlements. Question 80. What was the primary focus of early archaeologists in India during the mid-19th century? Early archaeologists in India, like Alexander Cunningham, were primarily interested in the early historic period, c. 6th century BCE, 4th century CE, and later periods, often guided by written records and inscriptions. Question 81. Why did Cunningham miss the significance of Harappan artifacts? Cunningham's focus on later periods and his belief that Indian history started with the Ganga Valley cities led him to overlook the importance of the older Harappan artifacts. Question 82. What led to the realization that Harappa was part of a previously unknown civilization? The discovery of similar seals at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro and their identification as being much older than early historic artifacts sparked the recognition of a new civilization. Question 83. Who announced the discovery of the Indus Valley Civilization to the world in 1924? John Marshall, the then Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, made the groundbreaking announcement of the discovery of the Indus Valley Civilization in 1924. Question 84. What significant realization occurred when similar seals were found at both Harappan and Mesopotamian sites? The discovery of similar seals in both regions revealed that the Harappan civilization existed around the same time as the Mesopotamian civilization, challenging previous assumptions about the timeline of Indian history. Question 85. How did John Marshall's approach to archaeology differ from that of Cunningham? While both were interested in significant discoveries, Marshall also emphasized understanding the daily lives of ancient people, broadening the scope of archaeological investigation. Question 86. What was a drawback of Marshall's excavation technique? Marshall's practice of excavating in uniform horizontal units, disregarding the natural layers, stratigraphy of the site, led to the loss of valuable contextual information about the artifacts. Question 87. Who introduced a more precise and stratigraphic approach to excavation in Harappan archaeology? R.E.M. Wheeler, with his military background, emphasized the importance of stratigraphy and brought a more systematic and precise approach to excavation techniques. Question 88. What spurred Indian archaeologists to search for Harappan sites within India after the partition of the subcontinent? The partition led to major Harappan sites falling within Pakistan's borders, motivating Indian archaeologists to explore and excavate sites within India to understand the civilization's extent and presence in their country. Question 89. Which of the following Harappan sites has been discovered and excavated in India after independence? Lothal, along with Kalibangan, Rakhigdi, and Dholavira, are significant Harappan sites discovered and excavated in India after its independence. Question 90. What new issues have gained importance in Harappan archaeology in recent decades? While all these issues are relevant, understanding the reasons behind the specific locations chosen for Harappan settlements has become a key focus in recent archaeological research. Question 91. How has international collaboration contributed to Harappan archaeology? International collaboration has enriched Harappan archaeology through funding, interdisciplinary expertise, and the application of advanced scientific methods for analysis and interpretation. Question 92. What modern scientific techniques are being used in Harappan archaeology? Modern Harappan archaeology utilizes a range of scientific techniques, including surface exploration, chemical analysis, and even DNA analysis, to gain deeper insights into the civilization. Question 93. What is archaeogenetics? Archaeogenetics involves analyzing DNA extracted from ancient human remains to understand population histories, migrations, and genetic relationships. Question 94. What has recent archaeogenetic research at Rakhigdi indicated about the Harappans? Archaeogenetic studies at Rakhigdi suggest that the Harappans were indigenous to the region, with their genetic ancestry traceable back to 10,000 BCE. Question 95. What did the reconstructed 3D facial features of Harappans from Rakhigdi reveal? The 3D facial reconstructions of Harappans from Rakhigdi exhibited striking similarities with the present-day population of Haryana, further supporting the idea of genetic continuity in the region. Question 96. What is a major limitation of relying solely on archaeological evidence to understand past civilizations? Organic materials like wood, cloth, and food often decompose over time, leaving gaps in the archaeological record and limiting our understanding of certain aspects of past civilizations. Question 97. Why are recovered artifacts often broken or discarded? Artifacts can be broken due to natural processes like erosion or decay, or they might have been intentionally discarded when they were no longer functional or valuable to their owners. Question 98. What aspect of Harappan civilization remains poorly understood despite decades of archaeological research? While archaeologists have gained insights into the Harappan economy, social structure, and agriculture, their religious practices and beliefs remain largely enigmatic due to the lack of deciphered texts and the difficulty of interpreting symbolic artifacts. Question 99. Which of the following questions about the Harappan civilization remains unanswered? All of these questions highlight areas where further research is needed to deepen our understanding of the Harappan civilization. Question 100. What is a potential area for future research in Harappan archaeology? All of these represent promising avenues for future research, offering the potential to shed light on unanswered questions and enrich our knowledge of the Harappan civilization.